Good afternoon, scrappers. Today I'm going to do a little video on transformers and different types. What I'm doing with my copper. So all these come off circuit boards. It's just a matter of unwinding. All this is number 2 copper. So I just sit in the evenings when the TV is on or I'm not particularly doing a lot, and I'll just sit unwinding these. Take a bit of glue off there. You don't need many tools, it doesn't make too much mess, and it's just something to do when you're sitting around. And you just unwind that. Nice piece of copper. And then you do the same the other side. So there we have 2 pieces of copper wire which came off of this. And don't forget, inside here throw it away. It's a little piece of ferrite, so that can go in with your steel. I even take apart, these come out of hard drives, and I'll sit there sometimes and I'll just unwind the copper off of one of those. I'm not going to do it now because it takes a little while. Like I say, when there's not a lot to do, it just gives me, you just want to unwind it like that. And you take it all off and you've got some more copper. And then again, the piece that it's on can go in with your steel. I mean, the reason I do it is, you can just chuck that in with motors. I've got a whole box of them down here. Got a couple of examples here. That's a bigger one that you can't get the copper out of, so that goes in with copper bearing motors, and you'll get £500–600 a ton for those. You got other things like this come off boiler circuit boards, and these come out of the boiler motors. There's copper inside there, so all these just get chucked in, £500–600 a ton. I mean, it's not a problem. You can get bigger ones like that you find in washing machines, tumble dryers and things, and I chuck those in with copper bearing motors, and they pay me £500–600 a ton for those. These, they're so small, I just unwind them, take the copper off, because copper, as we know, £7,000 a ton, and then you get your scrap steel shred price for that. So you will get a bit more, it's just how long you want to spend messing about. And these come off circuit boards. Don't forget, inside the little plastic box is some copper windings. That one's falling apart on me, another piece of steel there. So they're easy to take apart. So this one's just falling apart in my hands, which is always useful. You can just pull those off, get the copper off. There's some nice little pieces of number 2 copper sitting in there, which just pop out. There's another piece of copper on there. Another little piece there. And then normally I'll just bend that to pull that off. Of course, I pick up the only stubborn one I've got. There we go. Might get some other, just to grip hold of that. Yeah. I mean, that's such fine copper wire. But as with everything, it all adds up. And you've got to get what you can. I can get that bottom part off, you can see more easily how that comes apart. When you're doing a video, you never pick up an easy one, guaranteed. But yeah, that copper, you can either just pull it off like that, and you get this fine, it's like horsehair, I suppose, copper. This bottom bit, this will detach from the bottom part, and then you can just slide it off. It's a lot easier. Sometimes they don't want to come off. Oh, we need another tool. I shall go and have a look. There we go. That's just gonna, hopefully, there we go. I can just pull that off there, nice and easy. There's something satisfying about pulling the copper off these. Like, it just unravels itself. Nice bit always gets stuck. There we go. And if I hadn't bent that, that would pull off there nice and easy. There we go. And there's another piece of steel for the pile. And some more copper. I will get that piece of steel out of there as well, because I'm like that. A few bits of plastic, right. And all these bits get added to this little ball. And that's all the really fine wire goes on there. And then that just gets chucked in the pot. A bit more there, which I have here. Random bits of copper in there. Other ones like this, I mean, that's just so fine. I'll get my cutters on that. I won't mess about too much with it. Get the heavy duty wire cutters. These are brilliant. They're actually metal cutters, which I use at work. You can see how easy that was to cut through that. And then that comes off. A nice big chunk. Look at that. Lovely. I mean, I've seen people that do just chuck those in with their copper bearing motors, or just put them all in one big pile. Oh, just kicking things around. I built myself into a corner. I'll just weigh what that is. It's not a lot, but there we go, 11 grams of copper. So it's not going to make me millions, but it's more than chucking it in with the motors. These ones, again, these all come out of the small motors you get in printers. A fan off a PC or anything like that, it will have a motor like that inside it. And you can either just cut straight across there and that will fall off, or you can sit and unwind it, which is what I do most of the time. And there's your standard kind of circuit board transformer, which I'm sure you've done many of. That's just gone absolutely everywhere. Why do I always get an awkward one? It is going everywhere. Try these ones. If I get some on one side and some on the other, that'll snap. There we go, eventually. And again, that can go in with your scrap steel. And with these, it's just a case of, I just snap that off. It makes it a little bit easier to get to the, it's like a tape that winds around it. You got to find the end of the tape, unwind that, and between each layer you have some copper wire. I mean, again, it's fine stuff, but with this, I do something a little bit different with this at the moment. Again, you do this, take off that tape. Again, I got another awkward one every time. Let's get that, there we go. Just peel that off and then take the copper off, and then there'll be another layer. It's just the same thing all the way down till you get to the bottom, and just keep unraveling that just like that. And then I'll show you when I've done that what I do with the rest of it. Alright, and then what do I do with this fine copper wire? I get my copper ball and I just wind it around. This is all wire that's come out of transformers like what I've just showed you. And all I'm doing is winding it around. Why am I doing this, you may ask? See how big a copper ball I can make, really, before it gets too big to manage. It's just a bit of fun. After all, that's why we do this, isn't it? Have a bit of fun, tidy up the planet, and keeps us busy, make a little bit of money here and there sometimes. But there we go, a copper ball. And out of interest, we can just give it away, see where we're at. It's coming in at 554 grams. So I'll just keep adding to it, and then we'll see how big I can get it. Interesting to know what you do with your scrap. It's all number 2 copper, so it's going to be worth £3, £3.50. But yeah, it's just a bit of fun, something to do with the copper I'm taking off the transformers, and to see where we can get it. Anyway, that's all for today. Thank you to new subscribers. Welcome along. And thanks for all the likes and the comments. And keep on scrapping. Catch you in the next one.